password business?
Yes. It was not this specific one. My issue was before, because none of the tests that we had to check if the password was being updated were in fact checking if the password was being updated or not when you didn't pass the the password, and it was not working basically because we were doing a patch always with nil on the password and the password confirmation, and nil never updates the password, so we need to pass an empty string there.
Okay.
That was my problem. I didn't understand what was happening, and that was it. But okay. So we're live now. Let us start our Pacific Rim US Scrum. Today, just me and Patrick here. Patrick, so tell us what you've been up to.
Okay, so I've been working on the resume upload for as part of the job seeker registration. So really, it's resume create only that I've been looking at. So I've got decent progress through RSpec tests, and I think what's remaining right now is to augment some Cucumber tests so we can do it at a user level, and then I'll submit that. Now, this does not include updating the resume or any managing the resume after it's been initially created with the registration of the job seeker. So that'll be another story that has to be created. But anyway, that's where I'm at, and no blockers. I did read some of the comments on Amy's PR, latest PR. I haven't looked at her PR code yet, but anyway, that's about it.
Okay. Any blocker?
Nope.
Okay. So me. Today I received an email from chat with the answers. I posted it on the Slack channel. I also posted there my first draft for the answers that we'll give him on his points. I also already created, I believe, 1 or 2 bugs, or 1 bug at least with it. And I've been moving tasks around from one side to another. That was it. I also reviewed the PR from Amy. That's it. I picked up a story. Before that, there was some problems in the cruncher with installation into OpenShift, so I was doing tests again because suddenly it stopped working. The passwords and the encryption of Travis, which is always good. So I had to redo everything, and I was able to finally deploy to OpenShift directly from our development branch. I picked up the story for drawing up the removal of password when that's needed, and I just finished it. I'm going to create a PR with it today. I think I have like 8 more PRs or something today. Oh, I also the problem that Amy had on the Haml version of the tasks. Apparently, it's just a problem in her environment. Nevertheless, I changed it to use arrows instead of a normal hash signal there, and hopefully it will stop giving her problems. And I created another PR for 266. Oh, I created the PR for the apply as well. So we have the apply model done. That needs review, and I'm going to just push the latest version.
What's that? What's the apply model?
Model of job application.
Oh,
um, and the connection from both sides as well. I was going to
yep.
add more things there, but I thought maybe in the beginning let's just keep it simple. We will
Hmm.
need things like who's the referral. I am 100% sure of that. If, if it's not really a referral, is who triggered the the apply, if it was the user, if it was the job developer or the company, because we'll also have to track the job fair, but as we are not thinking about it, that I just just keep it like that.
Well,
For
that's true. I mean, we can show the primary job developer that a job seeker has applied or has been applied on behalf of to a job. But if the job developer who's applied that job seeker, who applied to that job for that job seeker, is not the primary, they won't have visibility to that application.
Yeah.
Only the so that model is too simple to accommodate that situation. Maybe we don't need to do it right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we need to do it right now, so I just kept it like that,
Yep.
and that's it. Um, I think that's all I did today. I didn't do anything for 169, so 169 I believe is starting today. No, Monday. So there should be more work coming for me in that way. That way next week. But for now, I think we're all good.
When did you?
That's
I
it.
was working this morning, and then this afternoon from about 3 o'clock on, I was doing some work. I didn't notice any break in the continuity of the Redshift service.
Mhm.
So you said it was out of commission for a little bit, for a little while today.
No, no, it was working. The
Oh,
problem is that when you there's no way to, like in Heroku, you can just trigger Heroku to deploy. There's no way on GitHub to trigger OpenShift to deploy there, whatever. So
I
what I
see.
had to do is to use Travis, because Travis is able to deploy to OpenShift. So I needed to add a little section on there with all the Travis, all the OpenShift information that Travis needed, and send information there. And the problem was that he was not able to connect to the server, to the OpenShift server, to change to trigger the action. So that was the problem. So the server was always running, and there shouldn't be any problem.
It just flips on. Okay. On Amy's thing, I saw the comments there. I think she seems to be pretty much near the end of her rope. I would suggest maybe we back off on the redirect business. And as she suggested, have her do that as part of the case manager homepage. The redirect actually is very easy. You add something to the application controller, and we probably need a route change or something. But I think she's feeling like she's been on the flat part of the curve forever. She's never going to achieve a final version for this. I think she's getting very frustrated.
Yes, yes. I talked to her this afternoon, and I really don't understand why we were like this at this point. Because Monday I said, do not get more tasks than the ones you can finish,
Yep.
and she had like 3 tasks again, and all the this problem happened last week. We had exactly the same problem last week. So are we going to just keep on going and just accepting PRs that are unfinished, and then create new issues to finish the tasks that we are doing? Is this the way we are going to work from now on? If that's the way we are going to work, I'll just leave it and let it go, and people just finish what they want to finish, and then we'll create a new new issue, and that's it. That my major issue here is that um, we should finish our tasks. And basically, the one task that she was supposed to pick up was the task for create a home for the job developer, and that home was to do something like I did for the company person. and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
This was the goal, and she could have finished that 2 weeks ago. You know?
Yeah. No, I know. And she's got to be reminded that if she gets blocked, she doesn't pick off another story to start working on in the meantime, or two stories to start working on in the meantime. I agree. I just think right now she might be, I don't know, despondent, and just at a rope's end. I don't know. Maybe just relax that one requirement. I did IM her or private message her, and I said that because she private messaged me saying she's frustrated, of course. And I said, look, I agree with you. Maybe we should defer the redirect for this story and put it in the case manager story. On the other hand, I said, it's pretty easy to do, and I could work with you if, you have to do it. But I don't know. I do think she's got some habits there about, as you said, taking on way too many stories at the same time. And we should talk to her about that. Her habit, though, is to get blocked and spin her wheels. And if I'm not available or you're not available to pair program with her, she's just looking at an hour or two that she can't make progress on.
I'm completely okay with that, and I think it's a good approach to do. But the problem is that you cannot pick up a task and then a task that overlaps that task because you're stuck on this task.
Yep.
If she had picked up another task that was completely different, but no, she picked up two tasks that were going to build on top of the first task that she was stopped on. So that's what I don't understand. And for me, it's very frustrating because this is not the first time. And the last time I said that this would be the last time that I accept a PR without having even the most basic tests and even having the story working, because the story is not working. That's what frustrates me more, is that we have a story that is supposed to redirect the user and that's not working. Mm-hmm. It's not working, the story. So are we going to close it and let it go? I don't know. If that's the way we think we should start working on, we will start working on it. I'm not happy with it, but if the team thinks that's the best way to work.
Yeah, it's not the best way to work. I think in this case, the compromise position might be, okay, let's defer the redirect. I'm okay with that. But, on our next Scrum call, let's go over how we should attack these stories. And if we get blocked, we can pull an unrelated story possibly and start working on that rather than spin our wheels. But it's got to be unrelated. It can't just make a bigger hairball by pulling in related stories. I think if she heard that again, she'll get it. She's a Scrum Master, right? So, I mean, she should be able to understand these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, because the thing is, usually a Scrum Master isn't always the code reviewer or the code acceptor.
Right.
It should be the story acceptor with the client. So I don't know. But okay, but I'm okay. I don't like it, but I'm okay with that. If that's what is needed, no. But we cannot keep on going like this.
Yeah, I don't want to
get burned out. And the thing is, we're here also to learn, and if we're not learning, I don't know. It's not my major interest here is not to lecture you on how to code or whatever, but I think there are basic things that we all should more or less do in the same way, and there are ways of doing things and so on. And Agile Ventures is one community where learning, it's a very important thing. And people need to learn from their errors and from the things that they do and from the errors from the others and everything. And that's one of the things that I want her to understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not sure if the message is passing, or if she is not listening, or I'm not communicating the message correctly, but that's how I feel about this.
I think it's worthwhile discussing again, just to be clear, no doubt about it. I think also Amy tends to pull off stories and attack them that are beyond her capabilities right now, which is part of the learning process. But she's punching above her weight, no doubt about it. And as a result, she gets stuck and she doesn't see a way out. So I respect that, but the result is, her getting caught in quicksand and not being able to move forward sometimes. It's the nature of learning and challenging yourself. If she also feels that these,
I think from my point of view, it's good when you challenge yourself and try to do things that you were not able to do before, because that's how we learn. So I think it's a good thing. I believe she's learning a lot with the process. So I think she's doing a good thing, but she told me she sometimes there's the thread of GitHub that sometimes she picks up more than she can chew. She needs to work a little bit on that.
yep, be a little less ambitious maybe sometimes. Absolutely. Okay.
Okay, so I'll just write it down and just wait for her to send a new PR with all the other problems solved.
Okay. Are you going to open a bug with respect to that password change business
Yes.
or company? Is it only custom company registration, or do we have that bug present in other areas where password could be changed?
There's no that I saw. There's no other place.
There's no other place where we're testing password change? Okay, I'm not surprised. We should probably add some tests for that too.
I don't think we have another currently controllers that change password or that look into the passwords. Okay, there's none at this point.
Okay.
There's none that do that check to see if the password is empty or not. So I believe there are no passwords around.
Okay, so we're definitely insufficiently testing that then.
That's already changed. I changed it so the test so the test failed first, and then applied my code and make it green. So it should be okay on that. So I'll just open the bug and create my PR.
Okay. I did see Chet's comments, and boy, he really is a technology guy. He really wants to pile on some advanced tech, which is great. I'm glad. It's good to have a client like that who pushes us. I do think version 2, maybe we could do something for messaging certainly not this version. I don't know if there's any standard gems and things available for that. I do know that Pusher, because they have presence channels, you can implement IM within an app using Pusher, and probably Action Cable, Rails 5, I suppose. So that's something we can look at downstream.
Yeah, that's another thing that we need to look at. It's Pusher. I'm not sure if Pusher is gonna cut it. So we eventually might need to come up with a solution to solve the Pusher issue, because the Pusher only allows you 500 connections.
Actually, I think our free version only allows 100.
100. Yes. Yep. And they said it would give us a startup thing with 500 connections. I think it's a little bit small, and their upgrades till enterprise are not that interesting. The amount of connections, I don't know. That's something that I thought about, and that's something that we might need to think about in the future. Not something right now, but we might need to instead of using a Pusher to use Action Cable or something similar.
Yeah, we'd have to go to Rails 5. So I think the next upgrade, the commercial upgrade, the first one is what, $50 a month for Pusher, and I forget what that gives us. But I did talk to the account manager there, well, emailed, and he did say for nonprofits they do have discounts. I didn't pursue that further, but I think we might be able to make it affordable if we consider to use them or not. But it's nice. When does Rails 5 do you think going to come out? I know there's no set date. It's going to come out when it's ready, but
don't know. And the thing is, we might not need that specifically because I believe there are some sort of JavaScript because we really don't need much. We just
Don't
need
need
we don't really need much because we just need to have on the JavaScript side something that pulls the other side, basically, that is polling like time to time or something like that. That's not something very hard to implement in JavaScript, and we need to have the infrastructure in the Rails side that allows us to receive those polls and divide whatever we need to divide and send the message we need to send. So I don't think that's a very huge implementation, but I'm sure there are JavaScript libraries for that as well.
Yeah, but you still got to deal with some delivery
Yeah.
mechanism like
Yeah.
WebSockets or something. And then if we're responsible for actually maintaining that connection, I mean, Pusher hides a lot of complexity from us, which is nice. I'd hesitate to get into that level of, depth in that stack.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it's something that we might eventually need to look into because like $50 a month is 500 connections, $100 is 2,000, and $300 5,000 connections. It also depends on how good does this work, Met Plus, the pet system, because we might not need more than 100 connections because I believe this is simultaneous connections, so we might not need more than 100. I don't know. We'll see with time.
They're bi-directional, so it's not like, you've got two connections if there's one user to the server. There's one connection to the server. It's bi-directional connection. So I was thinking we're gonna have to have a significant sized agency before we start running into problems with 100 connections. I would think.
Not really. Imagine if you have like 10 people working in the agency, you have 10 connections there. So you can only have 90 people just looking at the page, not even doing anything, just connected to the page. So,
Yeah, but if there's 10, but the other 90 people, they're just job seekers or visitors. They don't have a connection. We don't connect up and push her.
we are not
Unless-
connecting them now?
I don't. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me back up. Yes, we are.
I think we are always. We
We
might
can
eventually
change our logic.
Yeah, we can change our logic to look into that and everything, but that's something that we need to worry in the future. Another thing that I just remembered, maybe we need to create a story for that. I'm not sure if it's good to piggyback on what you're doing now. If for some reason Cruncher is not up, we need to set up a delay job that will upload the resume, for example. So we need to take that into account as well. But maybe we can work with that afterwards.
Yeah, I don't want to add it now. I'd like to start small here, so I don't have a incredibly huge PR to worry about.
Yeah, it's just something that I remember that you, if it was something that could be easily, I believe it's not something that can be easily done because it has some mechanisms behind it, but that's something that we need to worry about as well.
Yeah, I mean, then we're going to have to get into Paperclip or one of those other gems for interim storage, so that's more complexity there. And then when the crunch comes back up, we have to delay delivery. Yeah, my first thought on that is if we can't deliver it, we just state some message somewhere to the user that, sorry, we couldn't upload your resume, please try again. I know that's lousy, but...
But the problem is that it depends on the amount of time that currently, I was looking that the wheel is pretty slow. It takes 200 seconds to get everything up.
To do what?
To get everything up and running, it takes 200 seconds.
200 seconds to do.
If you need to redeploy, the redeploy of the application takes 200 seconds. On the
A
wheel.
wheel is a concept in OpenShift, or
Oh, basically it's like an instance. The wheel.
it's like a dyno on a Roku or something. Okay.
So
200 seconds, huh?
every time you deploy the application, it takes 200 seconds to
Be available.
build it and to start it. When you start it, it's easy. It's more. It doesn't take that much time, but it takes a lot of time nevertheless compared to Heroku. The instances are small, but it's always on.
Yeah, so it doesn't go to sleep?
No, it doesn't go to sleep. Eventually, we can also in the future we can put two crunchers there because everything is centralized in the database. So we might need to spawn more crunchers and solve that problem for us. That would solve that problem for us. But we will see. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it right now.
Okay. So I'll do the PR, create the bug, and that's it.
Okay, I'll probably put a PR together this weekend for the initial file upload business.
Okay.
It won't be too big. It'll be limited.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I'll see you Monday.
Okay, great. Have a good weekend.
Bye, you too.
Bye now.